My grandmother left me a crumbling house in the countryside, while my brother inherited a 3-room apartment in the capital. My husband called me a failure and threw me out. I went to the village, and when I stepped inside the house, I froze. The air was thick, almost suffocating. My heart pounded with a mix of fear and anticipation. The notary's office smelled of old paper and dust, a place where only shadows of the past seemed to linger. The lawyer, a thin man in a sharp suit, cleared his throat, adjusted his glasses, and began to read the will of Maria Stepanovna, our grandmother. Anton, my older brother, lounged in his chair, smirking confidently. Grandma had always favoured him, a successful businessman in the city. I, in contrast, had always been quiet, a librarian, overshadowed by his brilliance. The apartment located at address I bequeathed to my grandson, Anton Sergeyevich, the lawyer read monotonously. Anton raised an eyebrow, glancing at me with quiet triumph. I clenched my fists, forcing myself to stay composed. And the house in the village of Zarichi, along with all outbuildings and the land, I bequeathed to my granddaughter Olga Sergeyevna. My face drained of colour. Zarichi, I had been there only as a child. The house, half ruined, overgrown, felt like a cruel joke. Anton laughed. Well, at least you got a consolation prize. What will you do? Chop firewood? I remained silent, resentment knotting my chest. Why had Grandma done this? Did she truly consider me worthless? After the reading, everything happened quickly. Anton left, calling out, "Sell that dump or the taxes will eat you alive." The lawyer handed me the keys. Outside waited my husband, Igor, grim and impatient. "What is it?" he demanded. I explained about the will, his eyes darkened with anger. "A house in the village? Olga, can you ever do something right? An apartment in the capital, that's a chance. And you? Junk, always unlucky, always failing." His words wounded me deeper than Anton's mockery. I had tried to support him, to be a good wife, but it was never enough. "Pack your things and leave, he said, his voice final. Alone, penniless, with only the keys to a desolate house, I felt my world collapse. But I held back my tears. I wouldn't give him the satisfaction. I bought a bus ticket to Zarichi and left without looking back. The journey was long and harsh. Grey fields passed the window. I thought of my grandmother, her kind eyes, her quiet wisdom. Perhaps this old house held something I needed to find myself. Dusk greeted me in the village. Houses leaned, paint peeled, and silence reigned. I dragged my suitcase toward the house, my heart thrumming with anxiety. It looked forlorn, neglected, but inside, surprisingly, it was clean and orderly. Dusty, yes, but cared for. Furniture sturdy. Yellowed photographs lined the walls. Faces I did not know yet felt part of my story. At the far end of the house, a locked storage room caught my eye. With effort, I forced open the rusted door. Inside, floor-to-ceiling shelves held countless books, leather-bound, paper-covered, old and new. No windows, but ventilation kept the air fresh. I had never known Grandma to have such a library. My fingers brushed the spines, inhaling the scent of old paper, a scent that carried centuries of knowledge and life. Some books were in French and German, even Latin and Greek. I opened a 15th century history book, marvelling at its survival. Hours passed as I explored the room, realizing this library was a treasure, part of my inheritance, a connection to our family's past. In the cellar, behind a tarp, I found an old metal safe. Guessing the combination, I tried my birth date, and it clicked open. Inside were letters, photographs, and documents. Grandma's words spoke to me across time. True inheritance is not money or property, but memory, history, and connection to one's roots. Anton needs the city. You, my dear Olga, are tied to the earth and our past. Preserve it, cherish it, and you will understand your place in this world. Her letters reminded me of our childhood, reading together by the fire, smelling the pages of old books, hearing stories of ancestors. The tears I shed now were not of pain, but realization. I was not worthless. I had roots, family, love, and a purpose. I decided then that I would not sell the house. I would restore it, for myself and for the little girl I had once been, clinging to my grandmother's hand. I found a local craftsman, Ivan, to repair the house and contacted specialists to appraise the library. Soon, a young expert named Keir arrived, confirming my collection's immense cultural and historical value, worth more than Anton's apartment. I also reached out to Uncle Petya, a family friend, who offered guidance and support. The house became not a prison, but a sanctuary, a place where I could honor my grandmother's legacy. Anton called, suggesting we trade, but I declined. Memory, history, these are priceless, I told him. Silence followed. Finally, he muttered, "As you wish." That night, by the fireplace, I opened a book and began to read. Each page drew me deeper into our family's story, into knowledge, history, and art. For the first time, I felt truly free, confident, and in control of my destiny. I would remain in Zarici. I would restore the house, explore the library, uncover our lineage, and find happiness. Grandma's wisdom guided me. Her love surrounded me. I was finally home,